This is a recap for Thursday, December 17th. And I'm going to make sure that you have the answers to all of the Cami. We're also going to look at card 10 of Desmos. And maybe even look at the Pear Deck as well. All right. So we did all of pages 1, 2, and a lot of 3. Let's see. We'll just pause it right there, and I'm going to use the red pen just to double check that this is, or I'll use the highlighter, that'll be better. I'm going to highlight the answers for each. So the answer to 1 is 7x, the answer to 2 is 8 plus p, the answer to 3 is 2 plus 4y, the answer to 4 is k divided by 10, 5. It says evaluate each expression, and so the answer on this one is 19. And 7, when m is 3, it is 36. And for 9, the answer is 3. The answer for 11 is 25. All right, let's go down here. And it says the fire department is having a barbecue fundraiser. And the hot dogs cost $1.50 each, and cans of soda cost 75 cents. What does X variable represent? The number of hot dogs. Number of hot dogs. And the Y variable represents the number of sodas. And you can always use that for number of sodas. And so if they buy 7, we can put it into this expression. 1.5 for $1.50 times 7 hot dogs plus 4 times 75 cents. So if we were at the store somewhere and we bought 7 things with $1.50, then that would be $1.50 times 7 would be $10.50. And so we'll put that over here, $10.50 for the hot dogs. And 4 times 75, I know 2 times 75 is $1.50. And if we double that, we get to 3, so that's $3. So add that together, we get $13.50 is the total bill. $13.50. And then we determined that the answer is yes on 14 and yes on 16. Page 4, the answer is yes, that is a solution. We did that one, and no, it is not a solution because 6 does not equal 7. And let's finish this one out. And we will put in -4 times 3 plus 5, and we're curious if that's going to end up down here equaling -7. So -12 plus 5 is -7. So we're going to say yes, that is a solution. And we're going to do 2 times -2 minus 3.6. That's -4 minus 3.6. One of the more challenging 7th grade concepts is this is -7.6. And so yes, that is a solution. And then we'll keep going down here to page 6. And let's see, we got x equals 3, and then is 3 plus 5, 8? Yes. Is 9 minus 2, 7? Yes. And on this, we're going to do 4 divided by 4 is 1, 24 divided by 4 is 6, so m is equal to 6. To check our answer, we do 4 times 6, And yes, that does equal 24. So we're going to subtract 2.5 on this one. And so plus 2.5 minus 2.5, that's just 0. K plus 0, we just write K. 2.5 minus 2/4, 1/2 is the same as 2/4, is 1 1/4. And so I can check that by doing 1 1/4 plus 2.5, and I do get 3. 1 plus 2 is 3, and then 1/4 plus 2/4 is 3/4. So that checks. We're going to subtract 1.8, subtract 1.8. That creates a 0. H is equal to 10.1. 10.1 plus 1.8 is equal to 11.9, so that checks. We're going to multiply by 6 because 6 has been divided. We undo or inverse operations. That creates a 1. D is equal to 18. And to check that, we do 18 divided by 6, and that does equal 3. Okay, on to page 7. We did the first one. Let's do the next one. So there's the answer of, let's see, x equals 8, or p equals 8 on this one. P is equal to 8, and we check that. Let's do the next one. We're going to add 1/4. Add 1/4. So G is equal to 2/3 plus 1/4, and 12 is going to be our common denominator, so that's 8/12 plus 3/12 is 11/12. So G is 11/12. To check that, we have to do 11/12 minus 1/4 and see if that's equal to 2/3. So if we change this to 12ths, then that's going to be 3. So that's, I'll do it over here, 11/12 minus 3/12 is 8/12, and that simplifies to 2/3. Write an algebraic equation for each sentence. 8 less than x equals -2. So 8 less than x. We kind of have to think algebraically instead of just left to right. If we think 8 less than, it's not going to work out. So we have to do 8 less than, because that's what's being done. It's being subtracted. 8 less than a number x equals -2. So 8, we're going to add 8 to both sides, and that number is 6. So 8 less than 6 is -2. So to check that, 6 minus 8 is equal to -2. So x equals 6. Okay, we did the first couple problems, so we're just going to finish these off. We're going to divide by -2. And so m is equal to -14. -2 times -14 equals 28, so that one checks. I'm going to subtract 1.16, and x is equal to 2.34 minus 1.16, and we get 1.18. To double check, we're going to, sorry, that was 1.18. So 1.18 plus 1.16 should equal 2.34. But I just noticed I've caught an error, and that is a negative right there. So you saw how an error got caught. So this is not correct. So that means that this answer is not correct. All right, so I'm going to fix it. So my mistake is right here. This should be a negative right there, which means I'm going to combine those. -2.34 plus a negative 1.16 is negative 3.5. So this answer should be negative 3.5. So that wasn't the answer. X is equal to negative 3.5. And we're going to check that answer by doing negative 3.5 plus 1.16 should equal negative 2.34. When we have numbers that have opposite signs, we find the difference. So I'm going to do 3.5 and I'm going to subtract 1.16 and see what we get. And we get 2.34, which is what we wanted because there's more negative. Let's double check this. So negative 3.5. All right, we're going to add 7 to both sides. It creates a 0. B is equal to, there's more negative there. I find the difference. The difference is 16. So it is negative 16. So negative 16 minus 7 equals negative 23. That one checks. And we're going to add 1/3, creating a 0, add 1/3. G is equal to 2/9 plus 1/3, and 1/3 is 3/9, so that would be 5/9. So we're going to check that one by doing 5/9 minus 1/3. So this is 3/9. 5 minus 3 is 2, and we get what we were looking for, which is 2/9. We're going to multiply both sides by negative 3. Okay, negative 3 times 0.2. We'll just do 3 times 0.2 because it's going to be positive. It's a negative times a negative. So that's 0.6. So we should have an answer of 0.6. So 0.6, let's check it. That's our answer. 0.6 divided by negative 3 should equal negative 0.2. And that is true. Okay, let's add 3 to undo this. We're really subtracting a negative 3, which is the same as adding 3. So we're going to add 3 over here. So y is equal to 0. And that makes sense because negative 3 plus 0 is equal to negative 3. That checks out. All right, write an algebraic expression for each sentence. Solve each equation using an equation, mat, or inverse operations. 6 less than x equals 22. So 6 less than x equals 22. We're going to add 6. That's the inverse operation. And we get 28. So 6 less than 28 is 22. And that's what we were looking for. So that checks. So x is equal to 28. 3/10 times m, so 3/10 times m is 3 and 6/10 equals 3 and 6/10. So I'm going to divide by 3/10, which is the same as multiplying by 10/3. I'm going to multiply by 10/3. I'm going to multiply this by 10/3. So that creates a 1. So that is m is equal to whatever this is. We're going to change that to from a mixed number to an improper fraction. That's 36/10. So I'll just do that right over here. 36/10 times 10/3. And those just cancel to 1. And 36 divided by 3 is 12. So the answer we're looking for is 12. And let's see if 12 is 3/10. See if 3/10 times 12 is equal to 3 and 6/10. So how we check that is right here. So I'm going to do 3/10 times 12, and what I get is 36/10, which is 3 and 6/10, and that's what I was looking for. So that checks. The answer is 12. Brianna is thinking of two numbers. Their sum, so she's thinking of a number we don't know, but they do give us one of the numbers. So the sum of the numbers is 11, or excuse me, is equal to -7. One of the numbers is 11, and the other number, I'll just put a variable n. So here's the equation to solve this. I'm going to subtract 11, that creates a 0, and n is equal to -18. So if we rewrite this, Brianna is thinking of two numbers, and their sum is -11. One of the numbers is 11, the other number is -18. When we combine those together, we find the difference, which is 7. There's more negatives, so it's -7, so that checks. Right, so that is an answer key for the Cami. Here is an answer key for card 10 on Desmos. So there are the answers. This is how it matches up. And then finally, let's just take a quick look at our Pear Deck for the week, and then we'll be done with the recap. And I think I'll do the student link, and so we can write on here. All right, let's go back. That's slide 9 out of 10, but let's go. Wonder why it just gave me that one. Sorry about that. If you want to fast forward a little bit while I'm finding the Pear Deck, you can do that. And we're going to open in a projector. There we go. Okay. And the variables, and I don't have my tool for writing on here. Actually, I can just pull out this and write that here's the variable. Y and X are the variables on that one. Okay, let's go to the next one. And the answer on this one was 23. Card 4. This should be 16. Oops, here we go. 4 squared is 16. And 7 times 16 is 112. 112 minus 48. 64. And 64 plus 13, 77. Ten more than twice a number. 10 more than twice a number is C. 9 less than the product of a number and 4 is also C. 9 less than the product of a number and 4. 7 more than the quotient of 10 and a number is, let's say B, because 10 comes up first, so the 10 is dividend, and the number n is the divisor. So B is the answer on that one. 8 less than the product of a number and 5. That is going to be B also. 8 less than the product of a number and 5. 3 times the difference of a number and 7. So the number comes first, so that is Y. So that's D. 3 times the difference of a number and 7. And then this one, there's lots of different answers on this one. So that is the recap for Thursday, December 17th.